Going to call this meeting to order. We're joined tonight with the school committee. On the select board tonight, we have Mr. O'Neill, Ms. Luciano, Mr. Kimball, Mr. Rich, and myself. Mr. Chair, you want to notice who you have?
Yes, sir. Tonight I have Mrs. Callahan, Mrs. Gustafson, Mr. Slacker, and myself, Mr. Sheedy, the chair.
Okay, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so first off, we have an appointment to the school committee. I am going to turn it over to the chair of the school committee, and they can take their part first, and then select board will vote after that.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The members have been presented with 4 candidates wishing to be appointed to our open position. This position will be for the remainder of this term, expiring next town election, which is roughly April. They would be appointed by, I assume, majority, Mr. Chair, and we would bring them to start to our meetings, and they would be fully integrated with us. Justine, would you like to? Do we want to just vote by name, or how do we want to do this? Entertain motions for.
First, Mr. Chair, I'd like to see if any of the candidates are here, if they want to speak. Maybe
Sure.
that'll give them an opportunity if they'd like to. Go ahead, come up to the microphone.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. My name is Leah Dowd, and I'm a Norton resident, a parent of young children just beginning their education here, and an instructional leader in public education. My work has centered on strengthening teaching and learning systems, supporting educators, using data thoughtfully, and ensuring all students have access to high-quality, evidence-based instruction. As I've been reflecting on the next steps personally and professionally, I have realized that this could be an opportunity to take the work I've dedicated my career to, supporting schools and students, and invest it directly into my own community. That's what drew me to this unexpected opportunity as a school committee member. I care deeply about building a system that is both strong and aligned, where decisions are student-centered, resources are used equitably, and communication is clear and transparent. I believe effective governance requires listening carefully, asking thoughtful questions, and following through with consistency. As both a parent and an educator, I am fully invested in the success of Norton Public Schools, not just for my own children, but for all students in our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Mike Massoni. I'm a longtime Norton resident and a fairly ancient graduate of Norton High. Not that old, but anyhow, I just want an opportunity to give back to Norton schools. They gave me a lot, you know. I've had a good life, and my kids are at kind of the middle of their school journey, high school. So, you know, I've seen some things. We've benefited from a lot, and I want to make sure, and do my best to make sure that all stays and improves. So that's why I threw my name in, just for the assessors last time, and it worked out well. Some people. Anyway, thank you very much. Hope to see you soon.
So I did have
Thank you,
one
Mike.
question for you, Mike. You're currently on the Board of Assessors, or no?
For the
so,
next-
so I assume you'd have to resign.
For the next, 6 hours, I think so.
Okay.
And then, yeah. so
All
my
right.
term
Sounds
ends
good.
tomorrow.
I just needed a little clarity because I didn't remember seeing it on your
Anyone else?
introduction.
Okay, thank you.
So, Mr. Chair, if you folks, oh, I'm sorry.
One more. Yep.
My name is Heather, and I myself am also a longtime resident of Norton. I went to the school through the schools. My husband also went through the schools, and now we're raising 3 kids in town who are currently in these schools. As a parent, I also have 2 children that are on IEPs, and my youngest is enrolled at Wheaton. So I feel like through these experiences, I've developed firsthand both the strengths that our school has and some challenges families face, particularly those going through the special education. It can be overwhelming. I'm also an active member in the Norton CPAC, and I serve as a 2nd grade Girl Scouts leader. So I feel like that gives, I have the ties close to the families and the students. And I'm passionate about ensuring that the students have high quality, supportive, and inclusive education. I value collaboration and thoughtful decision making, and I would like to work and support and continue the amazing, I still live in this town and I went to these schools, so I'm passionate about seeing this school system continue. So that's why I drew my name.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I just want to note for the record, Mr. Savas could not be here tonight due to a scheduling conflict, but we do, most of us here are familiar with him, as I'm sure you guys are as well. So I'm not going to read his little proposal, but he did reach out and just say he did have a scheduling conflict. Unfortunately, could not make it here tonight, but didn't want that to reflect his, his possibility. So just for the record, that he was aware, at the last minute became, otherwise engaged. So.
Understood. Thank you.
So, Mr. Chair,
Good. I
can
don't know
we,
if you-
I got a few questions. Can we shoot those off?
Sure.
Cool. Who wants to go first? I think you're going to have to come up to the mic, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask this question, and then I just want everyone to kind of answer it. I think that's the easiest and fairest way to do it.
Sure.
Maybe if all 3 of you want to come up and then, so we're not wasting time walking back and forth.
First question, what experiences, professional, volunteer, community-based in town have prepared you for the responsibilities of school committee? And if this all goes well in year 1, obviously it's a 1-year appointment, do you plan on potentially running in April of 2027?
Okay, so to the first part, I was president of Norton Basketball Association for 4 years, on the Norton Little League board for another 5, kind of sequentially. I was on the Board of Assessors, appointed to half a term, and then ran and sat for another. Currently coach track. So I put a fair amount of time into the town. I have 3 kids, like I said earlier, in the schools here. I have 1 on an IEP, and that's kind of been a journey. It's a lot of work for everybody. And so as far as actual educational expertise. Now, I've never worked in a school. I substitute taught for a while. That was wild.
I bet.
At the behest of my sister at Bristol Plymouth. She's a teacher at BP, and they needed, bodies. So I was, anyway, that's getting off track.
Excuse me.
However,
Could
go
you
ahead.
just speak into the microphone more? So just so
Okay, so
everybody
that
can
was
hear.
getting off track. However, I've spent a lot of time in town. I've spent time away from town, lived in other places, run into the results of other education systems, and kind of seen how, most of us here are from Massachusetts, right? We take for granted how good our schools are. And if you've ever spent any time in, no offense, Oklahoma, you realize what a great thing we have. And I, again, want to make sure that we're doing our best as efficiently as possible, as fairly as possible to everybody in town, because my previous experience on a town board is the other side of it, which is, why is my property tax bill going through the roof? Where's all this money going? Why is it going there? What's going on? And, without really having an opportunity to get in depth with what's going on in the schools, financial perspective, I really don't know. So anyhow, that's a very long way of saying I've done those few things. I was proud of how they worked out, and I'd be happy to do more. And if it's good for a year, then I'd run again. Go ahead.
Thanks, Mike.
Hi. So my husband and I moved here just about a year before the pandemic. So then we were kind of trapped and not able to get involved in the town. And then we had 2 kids under 2 for a couple years, and we're just coming out of survival mode. I've been on the parent advisory committee at the Wheaton College preschool for the last 2 years and heavily involved there. And in the town that I grew up in is the town that I've been employed in for the last 20 years. So I have been on many committees and involved in that community, and now this is the chance of where I would like to start my career in Norton.
As I said before, I'm part of the CPAC, which is the Special Education Parent Advisory Council, and I've been part of that since it's probably been 8 years now. And then I am a Girl Scout leader in town, and I just feel like I've kind of been on the sidelines watching the school committee and always kind of questioned it, and it's something that I want to give back, and I want to be more involved with the kids in the school system and the town itself. So I feel like this is a great opportunity.
Are you gonna, I know, what about the second part of your question?
Oh, yeah, good. Thank you. See, that's what we have here. I guess for, in terms of running in April of '27.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yes, I do plan to, I know like this first year will be a lot of work, but I do plan to run again.
Mike already said he was, yeah.
Yes, I would also plan to run again.
Thank you. Did you have something else, Nick?
Of course. I guess my other one, this is a good one for me. How would you balance the needs of students, staff, and taxpayers when those interests conflict?
That's a really easy question. Thank you for asking. I look at this as being almost representative of everyone else who can't be involved in the meetings. So, there's obviously, like I said, I have 3 kids in the school system. So, of course, if I were entirely selfish, just shovel as much money in there as I could. And then when I'm done, then I just poof away. But I don't really think that's how this should work. I think really, we have an issue right now, right? And many people have opinions on this. So, really it's listening to people, not just in certain echo chambers and things like that, but actually, being out and about and seeing people and being around town and listening to what people have to say, especially people who maybe aren't the most outspoken for a lot of things. That doesn't mean we should forget about them because they don't have time to type or aren't comfortable screaming in front of people. So, I can really say is I just do my best. Very unlikely that it would be perfect, but, that's all I can do. Go ahead.
So any decision that I've ever made as an educator has been to keep kids first. And I believe that leaders in a school system should ultimately always be going back to the question after they make a decision, is that what's best for students? And I know that there are difficult decisions, especially with budgets, that is not going to make everybody happy. I've gone back and actually been watching the school committee meetings again from this year. And one theme that I noticed when educators were standing up and speaking is some of them voiced that they did not feel valued. And immediately I was thinking more surveys to get more voices from the community, from the educators, and from the students and their perspectives. So I believe that decision-making needs to, even when it's difficult, keep the decisions of what is best for our students up front and foremost. And also make sure that we have the voices of everybody, all the stakeholders.
My focus would also be student-based. I think there's a big opportunity for communication between all sides, and I do think that I would want to listen to each side and decide from there, but I do think that we need to focus on the students and how we can better support them in the district and what their needs would be.
Do you have anyone?
Oh, that was it?
He's done now.
Thank you.
You guys have any other questions?
No, he covered it.
Anybody have any questions? You guys?
Anyone have any questions?
I'm good.
Mr. Chair.
So how do we want to?
How do we want to approach this? Typically, we've never had this many candidates in the past when
know.
we've done this, so.
Oh, we had 3 last.
So I would suggest that you vote on who you think would be the best candidate for filling the position.
Okay. All right, we'll just tally them up.
And we'll have, maybe we could have, maybe the town manager keep track of how many each person gets.
I don't still have to follow Robert's rules.
Yep.
So someone's got to make a motion. We can discuss and then go. Just because we're joint doesn't change that.
Yeah.
So I'll make the motion. I'll make a motion to appoint Heather Forbes to school committee.
Is there a second?
Second.
And then I think we went down, last time we
We
went
went
down the
like a
line,
roll call.
individual, a roll call, a
Yes.
yay or a nay.
Right, so point of information, this is a joint vote, so the total of all the school committee and the select board. So with 9 people here, by my calculation, that's 5.
Okay. So
Correct.
you got a motion and a second.
All right.
We had a motion, a second. Now we go down the line. Oh, do we?
Yep.
motion second.
Okay, so the motion has been seconded. So all in favor to appoint Heather.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Justine,
I was just gonna go in order. Yes.
Laura,
No.
Yes.
I'll be a no.
Your turn.
Are you going to finish your voting before we vote at all?
I think you're just tallying up the whole thing.
Well, the problem is we could be stuck every time on 2 versus 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
right.
gotta go right
Yes.
down the
So
line.
we have to.
Collective.
Go ahead. Go right down the line. Mr. O'Neill.
I'll go with a motion and say Heather as well.
I'm gonna say no.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I have 6 to 3.
Yep.
Okay, so be it.
So congratulations, Heather.
Congratulations. Heather.
Thank you very much, everybody.
I would also encourage the other candidates to still consider running in April, for sure. There's
Yeah. How many seats will be available in April? 2. Yeah.
There will be 2
2 seats
seats.
available coming.
Dan's all done.
So, yeah, please.
so Mr. Chair, through you, this term will be for 1 year. We'll have to be reelected. My term is expiring. I will not be seeking reelection. So you can mark the date as February, April, whatever date it is. I will not be seeking reelection for my term. 12 years has been a pleasure, but that's about all I have in me. So that can be formally notified tonight. So you get a nice big announcement on this joint meeting. So.
Thank you, Mr. Sheedy.
So please, please, please make sure you put in for the election. Zoning, assessors.
Mr. Chair, would you like to close your meeting?
Yes, sir. Entertain a motion to adjourn the school committee meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Thank you, sirs. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Who's taking? No.
Yeah.
I was like, why do we have to?
So we're going to take the next item out of order. It's further down in the agenda, but we're going to move it up so that these folks don't have to be here see all of our fun. So Chief, if you want to come up for the. So this is for the notice of appointment of Detective Nicholas Precourt as police sergeant.
Good evening. So this is backfilling an injury that is currently ongoing with the person in the retirement system that's going to be retiring in the next month or so. Detective Precourt has been with the department since 2009. He's been in the detective division since 2018. He is one of those go-to guys that when you have an issue, you call him. He's the one with the answers. He's very well at networking. He has a bunch of task force people in the back. He's been assigned to a DEA task force for a couple years now. In 2015, he was one of the first really architects of our problem-oriented policing team. He took the ball and ran with it and made a lot of contacts that really has made the program what it is today. And he has a master's degree. He's currently will remain the top candidate on the civil service list, and I would just ask that you approve the appointment.
So we don't, I don't think we need to vote for this, but I wouldn't mind having a vote just to show Sergeant Precourt our appreciation for his service.
Sure.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'll make a motion that the Select Board, in accordance with provision, Article 4, Section 2B of the Norton Charter, that we appoint Detective Nicholas Precourt as Police Sergeant, Norton Police Department.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. So I would just like to say, Nick, thank you for all of your service to the town, and we look forward to your continued devotion to what you do. Thank you so much.
He does have a rather long speech he wanted to give tonight. So. Congratulations.
If we could take a picture, Mr. Chair.
Extra time.
Oh, my goodness.
Somebody with a camera from the family want to take a picture?
Congratulations. Impressive background.
Come on, Come on, get over here in the middle where you belong. This is all you.
You're like the rose between the thorns.
I think we should bring all these guys up, too.
Yeah, bring everybody
Come
up
on,
here. Come on.
everybody.
Everybody get up here. Come on. Here, let me get up there.
Just tighten it up.
You guys enjoy the camera way
Stand
too
up,
much.
will you? Stand up, will you?
Great job. Thank you.
I'm trying to get more people to join it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That worked.
All right. Mr. Tillis, is there anything you'd like to say?
Can still run in April.
Good time to do it.
Next on the agenda is the appointment of Jared Ferrer to the JTPG.
Chairman, I make a motion that we appoint Jared Ferrer to the Joint Transportation Planning Group as our Norton designee. Term will be June 1st, 2026 to May 31st, 2027.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chairman, make a motion we appoint Robert Topham to a Joint Transportation Planning Group as Norton alternate, I should say. Term June 1st, 2026 to May 31st, 2027.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I believe Ms. O'Brien is here if she'd like to say something before we make the appointment.
We'd love to hear from Ms. O'Brien.
So I was interested in joining the Open Space Committee. I'm currently on the board for the rail trail, so I thought it would be a nice cross being both. I've lived in this town for over 42 years. My children grew up here. We have such great resources in this town, and I just want to see if I can help in any way to make those resources more user-friendly for people in the town and outside of the town.
Mr. Town Manager, do we know how many positions are open on the Open Space Committee?
I believe there may be a couple more. I'll have to get back to the board on that.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr.
Mr.
Kimball.
O'Brien, thank you for volunteering. This committee has been kind of down for a few years and hasn't really been involved and active as it should be. So I'm thrilled to hear you're getting involved. I know we have our conservation director, John Thomas, is very much involved in this, and it's nice. It's nice to have people come back and take a look at what we have for assets. We have a lot of stuff in town that we don't take advantage of, even if it's just a minor trail of some sort. You know, the old campground, the Year 3 campground we talked about earlier. To me, that's a very, very important place where we probably should start to look at opportunities or options and what we can do with it. But I'm glad to see someone step forward. I believe someone else did before last time. But I think it's good to have new people on board. And we've been a resident for so many years, you kind of know pretty much what's going on in town. So none of us really do, but we pretend we do. But I think it would be great to have someone in there involved. So we thank you for joining up.
You're welcome. I look
Mr.
forward
Chair.
to it.
Mr. O'Neill.
So Gloria was at my first meeting with the Open Space Committee, and we were all at our best behavior because we didn't want her to back out.
I'm being the token female too, I think.
She was there observing to decide whether she wanted to be on the committee. I particularly, I think your background with the aging population is going to be very helpful with understanding what their needs are with open space around the community as well. So I think that's going to be a great value that'll complement, the other people on the committee. So thanks for putting your name in.
You're welcome.
Thank you for putting the time in. And I checked the website. According to that, if this is accurate, this is the last spot open.
Perfect.
So
I'd just like to say that I've known Gloria for several years, and I've always known her to be hardworking and conscientious, and I would expect nothing else from her towards this open space committee, and I look forward.
Oh,
to
you
it.
wait and see. No.
What's the board's pleasure?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr.
Chairman.
Kimball.
Make a motion to appoint Gloria O'Brien to the Open Space Committee for a term from July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2029.
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have the minutes from April 16th.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we accept the minutes of Thursday, April 16th, 2026 as written.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 So we have a special one-day liquor license for Smoky Chestnut. Mr. Town Manager, I see that it appears that all the departments have signed off on this.
That is correct, Mr. Chair. This is their annual spring craft fair to be held on May 2nd. All the required departments have signed off. Fees are paid. Everything's in order.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Kimball.
So on a number of these, the building inspector has not signed off. Is it not necessary? Is that why he hasn't signed off?
He has signed off at the time I printed the packet. He hadn't, but that's
Okay, so we
good
have
as
a
of
number
now.
of these that are coming up. All the building commissioner has signed off on all
correct.
of them?
All of them.
Okay, all right, thank you.
What's the board's pleasure?
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Rich.
make a motion that we approve the special one-day liquor license for Smoky Chestnut Farm.
Second.
Motion and a second. We'll do any further discussion.
Just point of order.
Yes.
Do we need to state what the date is since it's a one-day liquor license?
I mean, the
It's a
date
Saturday.
listed is May 2nd with
May
a rain
2nd.
date of May 3rd from 11 to 4 p.m.
May 2nd, 11 to 4. Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the special one-day liquor license for Smoky Chestnut Rescue Farm for May 2nd. What hours?
11 to 4.
11 to 4,
With a rain date of
May 3rd.
May 3rd.
with a
11
rain
to
date of May 3rd, 11 to 4.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Mr. O'Neill?
Yes.
Ms. Luciano?
Yes.
Mr. Kimball?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
And I am a yes. And now we have 9 one-day liquor licenses for Wheaton College commencement weekend. I believe these are the same licenses that they apply for every year for they have small bars that they place around the commencement area.
That is correct, Mr. Chair. They're all from the same applicant at Wheaton College, and there are 9 different locations. It spans from May 14th to May 16th at various hours. I would respectfully suggest that they could be approved together. I'll leave that to the board's discretion. And all the departments have signed off on all of these.
So what you're saying is that they're not all for the same day?
Correct. We have one for May 14th, 5 for May 15th, and the remaining for May 16th. So all the same weekend. It looks like this is graduation weekend.
I would suggest that we do them for whatever day that they're going to be on. Let's do them day for day. So the ones that are for the 14th, let's do those first if we could.
Well, we get 15.
How many on the 14th?
Looks like 1, Mr. Chair.
1, 15th?
A couple of them are for multiple dates. So if we're counting the ones that are for the 15th and 16th, we have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep. Mr. Chair?
Mr. Rich?
I think 4 plus 1 isn't 9, even the new math. Isn't.
And then the 16th, we have ones for the 15th and the 16th. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but that's duplicating some that are for the 15th also.
So they're asking for,
I think I could help with this. So
So I got it. There's 2 for May 15th and 16th, and 1 for the 14th, and then 6 for, or 2 for the 15th, and 4 for the 16th. So if you're going date specific, there's 1 for the 14th, 2 for the 15th and 16th, 2 for the 15th alone, and 4 for the 16th alone.
Okay.
so there's 4 for the 15th and 4 for the 16th and 1 for the 14th. For one-day licenses.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 2 for the 15th alone, 4 for the 16th alone, 1 for the 14th alone, and 2 for the 15th and the 16th.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Kimball?
My only concern is we are supposed to, I don't know what the licensing authority, state licensing authority, how they would suggest we do this. I know in each one we probably should be taking a roll call also because it does involve liquor. So, I mean, I don't care how we do it as long as we make sure we.
So I'm
we
going to
cover our
call
bases.
for, see if we wouldn't mind voting for one-day license for the 14th. And then
So-
we'll move on.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none. Mr. O'Neill?
Yes.
Ms. Luciano?
Yes.
Mr. Kimball?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
And I am a yes.
Okay, 14th's done.
For the 15th, we have 4 one-day licenses.
So I make a motion, we approve 4 one-day licenses for May 15th, 2026.
Second.
Mr. Chair, there. You're counting the ones for both days.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, that's right.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Mr. O'Neill?
Yes.
Ms. Luciano?
Yes.
Mr. Kimball?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
And I am a yes. I'd entertain a motion for 4 one-day licenses for the 16th.
Motion to approve 4 one-day licenses for Wheaton College for May
Both dates would be
16th.
6.
So I think this
We have 4 solos plus 2 that are for the 15th and
Would be
16th.
6.
Yeah, I think there's 6 for the
There's 6
16th.
altogether.
There's 6 for the 16th?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a motion, we approve 6 licenses, one-day license for Wheaton Colleges for May 16th, 2026.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Mr. O'Neill,
Yes.
Ms. Luciano,
Yes.
Mr. Kimball,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
and I am a yes. Well, that was painful.
Congratulations, Wheaton College.
It's just a little confusing.
And now we know when commencement is, so stay away.
Yeah.
Yes. Leave town on the 14th or the 16th.
Okay. Announcements. Mr. Kimball.
Let's see, I've got one here. We want to remind everyone that Founder's Day will be held on June 27, 2026. Any vendors or wish to participate can reach out to us by email at nortonfoundersday@gmail.com. That's nortonfoundersday, one word, @gmail.com. This year, we're trying to tie this in with the Veterans Council Carnival, and this will be held on Saturday. And the carnival will be held from the 25th to the 28th. So we're hoping that people can join us for the carnival, along with the Founder's Day celebration and the fireworks, which will be held that Saturday. Another reminder that we'll be kicking off the celebration for the 250th anniversary of the United States with a parade on Memorial Day. The Veterans Council and the BFW are seeking community groups, local businesses, high school bands, pipe bands, civic groups, anyone who wants to celebrate America. If anyone wants to participate or has any questions, you can contact Gary Cameron at the VFW at 508-265-0442. I've been asked to remind everyone that tomorrow night, Friday, May 1st, there will be a senior prom at the community building here in Norton from 4 to 6 p.m. This is reverse psychology on this one. The seniors that are from the National Honor Society from Norton High School will be there serving the Norton seniors for their senior prom. I think it's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, nice.
And this is the second year they've done it, and they all dress up and pretend they're going to the prom. And I see a couple of you back there that might want to get together and join them. But I think it's important that we, recognize the fact that they're doing, the National Honor Society is doing this for the seniors. And from what I understand, it's a very, very, very good event, and the seniors, all the seniors enjoy it. The senior high school people and the seniors. So there will be a light supper served. Again, that's tomorrow from 4 to 6, and everyone's invited. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Kimball. New business, the targeted opioid program proposal. This is a proposal being put forward by Chief Clark, and I read through it, and it seems like it's a great idea. I'd like to hear more about it.
Good evening again. Justin did get a new suit for tomorrow night. so
Perfect.
he is,
I tried my tux on, and it doesn't fit the same as it did 50 years ago.
So I guess maybe I'll start by saying that, remember back at the beginning of the summer, Mr. O'Neill had a question about what we're using opioid funds for. There was an article in the Sun Chronicle, which I actually still have today, that made a comment about, what's towns doing with funding. And every once in a while, as I've chaired the Norton Opioid Prevention Education Collaborative for 10 years now, I'll get a call about what are we doing with the funding that we got through the opioid settlement. And a couple people have called recently, one in particular, and I had a really good discussion with her about, basically putting a grant together. And there have been some family members that have lost people to opioid addiction and kind of have asked, like, what are you doing for the families? And, you know, we do a lot. We do obviously stuff with POP and outreach, and we buy Narcan, and we've spent quite a bit of money with the fire department getting equipment. But after this discussion, I mentioned to the town manager and the assistant town manager about, well, what if we put a grant proposal together of up to $10,000 a year for the next 10 years, and we're able to take care of a Norton resident that's in need, that suffered from addiction, and it would be from a nonprofit. They could basically send us an invoice if they're selected. And I think it would be well worth it to support a resident that's in need. You know, it wouldn't be necessarily you'd give one person $10,000. It could be two people that get, you know, $5,000 each, or however. Basically, you know, there's a basic outline about it, and ultimately we would advertise. They would, you know, submit applications for the grant. The Norton Opioid Prevention Education Collaborative would review them and then make a recommendation to the town manager for approval. Everything would go through his office and for further approval, and then I'm sure it would come before you. So that's kind of the overview of it. I know other communities are doing something similar, not a lot, but there's a couple that are doing something similar. And I think it's just a good way to use, we're going to have quite a bit of money in that opioid settlement account that would go back to the residents that are in need. So I don't want to read this whole thing. I mean,
Yeah, no,
That's fine. It's okay. Mr.
it's
Kimball.
okay. I have a question. First of all, it's a great idea. I have no objections to it whatsoever. I guess I'm one of your recent appointees too, so I'll be coming to your next meeting. But the one thing that comes to mind with me is it's always great to help people out. I know from my own personal experience with a sister having an issue years ago that sometimes when you do something good, sometimes it's not good. And so I guess my question would be, once the money is allocated and submitted and given to the person, do we have any techniques or any way to follow up to make sure this person is doing okay?
So, you know, there is a number 5, this reporting and accountability to ensure transparency and compliance, that they'll give us a brief at the end. A brief would be provided at the end of the year, you know, a summary of what's happened. I do think, like, if you give the money, you know, in good faith, there's not much we're going to do to get that back.
Right.
So if you have suggestions, you know, if there's something you want to add to this, like, that would be perfectly fine. If you want to see something in particular in here that you want for reporting mechanism or something else, but
I'm not so much concerned about that. I have confidence in your committee to make sure that they vie for the right candidates. What do you think the biggest issue is once the person has gone through the process of getting himself back on their feet? What is the major obstacle? The first major obstacle they hit, is it finding a job or finding housing?
It's housing. Absolutely housing. That's the majority of the people that have called me. It's housing. You know, how do I pay first, last, and security? Like, how do I get myself into a place? You know, I'm just starting out a new job. This would, you know, say it's $5,000. That would likely greatly assist somebody that is looking to get a place on their own. That's the 3 people in particular. That's what it is.
I would agree. And I think from past experience hiring people, I've had a lot of people come off the street qualified that don't have a home.
Mm-hmm.
I can't hire someone until I have a legitimate place for them to live. So for us to come up with a way, maybe we look beyond that. Maybe we can start looking around to see if there's a place that could take somebody on a temporary basis and help them through that process. You know what I mean? I guess that would be my only suggestion. If we had $5,000 and we could guarantee that someone could live in a place for 6 months so they can get on their feet, maybe that's a better way to do it than just handing out the cash and hope that they do it that way, you know, that kind of thing.
So this one of the issues that, you know, when I initially put this together, I did put, you know, a resident, but it's now outlined for a nonprofit, because the nonprofit's going to be basically the one that's applying for the grant, getting the money, and making sure that it's being allocated and going to, you know, for the real right purposes. I mean, we'll have the Norton Opioid Committee and the town manager have, some overview on what we want to give, but that nonprofit in particular will have a lot at stake. Because if it doesn't work, I mean, they're not going to come back for any more money. It's not going to happen.
But if it does work, I mean, I'm just thinking out loud, any nonprofit, I'm involved in 2 or 3 myself. One of the things we always try to do is raise money. And I think this is a very valid program where I would make a donation.
Mm-hmm.
So even above and beyond the opioid money we have in an account, if we had make people aware of the fact that we've got this account, but we could use more, maybe to help more people.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's maybe another way to look at it, and maybe try to do some, not some aggressive, lobbying to try to raise money, but just come up with a way where we could raise some money extra.
Mm-hmm.
So if that person needed something, you give them a place to live, maybe you buy their first week's of groceries on top of it, that kind of stuff, just to get them on their feet.
Okay.
Great program, though. Thank you. Thanks for bringing that up.
I was going to ask the question about whether or
Go
not
ahead.
it was individuals or nonprofits. Just answered it, so.
Okay. Mr. O'Neill?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, thank you. So Chief, this is great. I fully support this. It's well thought out. I wanted to mention in the school system, they did something very similar about 20 years ago for educational grants. So teachers, principals can apply. They look at all of the applications, and then the group awards based on need priorities, and it's called NEED, Norton Embracing Educational Development. My wife was the original treasurer of that group, and it was put together after some budget cuts and another way of raising money, donations every year. They have, to Bob's point, I know you're utilizing existing funds here, but I think a lot of people would donate to it, especially a 501c3, where companies can write it off as a charitable deduction. So I want to encourage that as well. But yeah, this is really good, and I completely, understand the need. It's a lot of money when you're trying to find a place to live, 3 payments up front, and as well as all the other purposes here that you have listed. So this is, kudos to you. I want to ask maybe the town manager, and maybe Chief, the opioid funds that we have in an account, is that earning interest? Is it invested somehow?
Normally just trust accounts can earn interest, but this is the result of a litigation, and there was special litigation to make this its own account. I would unfortunately say no, but let me ask the new treasurer. This would be a wonderful thing, who Lindsay Grasso just started today, unless the chief knows, but let me get back to you on that.
I don't know what exactly is in the account now. It's a substantial amount. I would imagine,
There's
but even-
there's 200,000 or 300,000 in there.
Yeah, so even 5% a year would fund this in perpetuity, right? So, okay, thank you.
I have one more question.
Yes.
Chief, across the street, I'm looking at it. The halfway house across the street, they have a housing to the far left where some of the guys gals who have been in the treatment plant, treatment system there, are moved further down, and they're allowed to go out pretty much on their own. They rent their spaces. Is it possible maybe we could work out a deal with them to bear, if you had someone that needed the housing, we'd have something available to us, so that if we needed to give somebody a nice clean place to live for a while, maybe we could work with a cottage and come up with a plan to give somebody some temporary home housing until they can get on their feet. I'm not saying we can't give them some money to down payment for an apartment or something, but maybe that would be step one, and then we can get them into the next step after.
Yeah, I can ask over there. As far as I know, it's all men. So, females wouldn't be allowed to go over there. Yeah, I know it's always full. Like, they have a great program. So, but I can reach out and ask.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Rich?
Thank you, Chief. I can't see any downside to it at all, especially with you as chairman running it. Wherever any more details emerge in how it flourishes, with your leadership, I don't have any concern with it. It will be in very good hands. So do we need a motion to vote to establish this, Mr. Town Manager?
So we would not, we would just start the program as an ongoing program, and of course I would bring to the board the recommendation of the NOPE committee annually as they make it, and at that time the board could put their blessing on it. So I mean, you could vote. I don't think it's necessary.
Chief, I would just like to say, this is the kind of thinking that this town is really, we're grateful for the efforts that you put into thinking about things like this, as opposed to just spending the money as it comes in and just however you can. So I applaud your efforts with this, and I look forward to how you're going to run this, and I can't wait to see the people that you're able to help with this program. So I'm really excited about this. Great job. Good on you, sir.
Through you, Chair.
Yes.
Just one quick question. Are you only making recommendations once per year for this funding?
Yeah, so my suggestion would be is that we'd advertise somewhere between May 1st and May 15th or May 30th, and then we'd vote on it, would review and vote on them in June for payment in July.
Okay. I mean, it's a great program. I look forward to seeing how it's implemented. I just think we might want to reconsider possibly having maybe 2 periods, just because you might not need to get the money closer to when the need occurs versus waiting a year, right?
Okay.
For some of these things.
Mr. Chairman? Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it should be more than once a year. And the other thing I think we need to be stressed to anyone who might be listening and may need services in the future is this is all going to be done in confidentiality, right? This is all going to be very confidential as far as who the people are. So I think that's important to note.
Great job.
And my biggest concern is, how are you going to advertise it? How do we let people know? That's one of the biggest things that we struggle with, trying to get information out to the public. So
I could work with the town manager's office to come up with something and put it out, on social media through the Sun Chronicle,
Sure.
things
Yeah.
like that.
That's great. All right. Thank you, Chief.
Mr. Chair, I know I already spoke, but if you set up a revolving account or whatever the fund is, don't put a cap on it. I know 10,000 is what you're going to utilize out of the opioid funds, but I think this is going to snowball when it comes to donors. And not only advertise for the folks that need the services and the funding, but also to the general business community. I think this amount can very easily skyrocket with donations from businesses within Norton in and of itself. So don't put a cap on, the funding limits.
Yep. You can rethink this as you go along. I mean, it's a work in progress. So thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
Chief.
Through you, Chair. Just one last question for
Yes.
probably town manager, I think. We should have a list or be able to get a list of the area nonprofits that would be able to qualify for some of these. Could we target some communication to them to advise them of the program?
Sure, happy to help the chief coordinate anyone in need.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, next we have the health insurance opt-out and open enrollment HSA incentives. Mr. Town Manager, I see that Jen is here. I'd love to have her come up and speak to this if she could.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd be happy to. Just by way of brief introduction, this is a major win. I know we've spoken about it at previous board meetings, but this fiscal 27 alone, we're projecting at least $150,000 in savings. And Jen Soroka, who I will let address us in just a moment, just wanted to say how big of a help, I mean, the whole town manager's office, but particularly Ms. Soroka has been instrumental in analyzing this. She's been doing benefits payroll specialist work, but she's calculating, she's writing PowerPoints, she's meeting with literally between now and in the next week or two, hundreds of retirees, employees. She's the go-to person on everything healthcare. Jen.
Good evening, everybody. So open enrollment has officially started. In your packet is everything that I sent out to all of our active employees last week. It started on Monday. So we have 2 incentives that you had information about at the last meeting, I believe, where we're hoping to reach the $150,000 in savings from these 2 incentives. The first is the opt-out program. The existing policy offered individuals $1,250 and family plans $2,500 to leave our insurance plan, and you had to have been on the town insurance for 24 months. So as the first incentive for this open enrollment, we have upped the amounts to $2,500 for an individual plan, $5,000 for a family plan, and there's no requirement of how long you've had to be on the insurance. You just have to be on it right now during open enrollment. If we can get, I believe, 10, so 5 individual plans and 5 family plans to opt out during open enrollment, that is $130,000. So that's our first goal for open enrollment. The second one is we've had a lot of conversations about the high deductible plan with the HSA. We have sent out the second incentive that if you switch from either the HMO or the PPO plan, that you will receive $500 from the town as an individual and $1,000 as a family. You'll receive that onto your health savings card in July. I don't have access to see what the enrollments are as of today, but I can say that we have saved $8,832 just from Mr. Town Manager and the Assistant Town Manager switching from the HMO plan to the high deductible plan today. So we're getting there. So 10% would be an additional $30,000 in savings for the town. That would be 14 individual plans, 26 family plans. There's a chance for it to be much more because not everybody is going to go for the match. Right now, the town contributes $1,000, up to $1,000 to an individual HSA and up to $2,000 for a family HSA. So if I was an individual, if I put $2,000 into my health savings account, the town would put $1,000. Currently, people on this plan aren't maxing out that. So I can't really project how much more savings we'll get from the people who transfer over, but it will be more than just the $30,000 because not everybody is going to fully contribute to get the town match. So there will be some additional savings on the people that do switch. So that's pretty much all of the information on that went out, unless you have specific questions about the numbers or.
Question through you, Chair. When does open enrollment close?
May 22nd.
Okay. So we should know, how long after that should we know how much savings we're anticipating to see?
I will get the results from the following Friday.
Okay, great.
And I did set up, like the town manager said, I have appointments lined up every Wednesday and Thursday starting at 2 o'clock until 6 o'clock. I already have, as of this afternoon, 26 people from the school. And next Tuesday morning, with the DPW director, the water and sewer and highway departments are coming here for presentation to discuss the changes as well. So,
Mr. Rich.
Thank you, sir. So, Jen, I just want to say thank you very much for everything that you've been doing. That's a lot of work for anybody that does know this stuff intimately. It's a lot of crunching numbers, a lot of information, and a lot of communications with the town employees. It's a monumental task. I know you've had some other worker bees along with you, helping you, but it's still a monumental task with the amount of employees that the town has in explaining, digesting all this information and explaining it with clarity, because it's extremely confusing if you're not familiar with it. So thank you very much for all your work on it and your other worker bees that you have helping you out.
Mr. O'Neill.
Yes, so Jen, what I like about this, everybody, is it's optional. Like it's voluntary opt-out or voluntary transition from the HMO to the HSA. I think that opens the door for folks that are considering it, but it doesn't require anything. It's not impact bargaining. It's not a mandate. These are your options, and weigh it on your own. And I know Jen will sit down with you for an hour and explain the whole thing as an individual if you need it. So kudos to you and nice job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. O'Neill. Jen, I know that I heard that you have a couple of departments that are coming in that you're going to be speaking to about this specifically. Do you have a schedule? Are you like calling in every department? Are you reaching out in that way? Are people reaching out to you individually? How are you working this?
I created an online sign up that went out with the open enrollment correspondence, so people can click on it and set up an appointment with me. So it's a 30-minute block for each employee. It's kind of targeted to if you are interested in switching to the HSA, I have a calculator to help you decide which plan is better for you, how much savings you could have. I set it up not for general open enrollment questions, but specifically for people who are considering switching to the HSA plan.
Thank you for doing that. And I just want to piggyback what the other board members have said. Thank you for the work that you're doing on this. It's hugely important to not only the employees, but to the town as a whole. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Town Manager.
Thank you. Yes, a big thank you to Jen and to Shannon and Christy, who have also helped a lot with this. It's been a true team effort, and just want to say, hopefully, it's a primer of things to come with negotiations with the union, and this could, break the floodgates and be a huge boon to everyone in next year's budget and the following year's budget, substantially.
Thank you again. Okay, on to our town meeting warrant articles. So we're going to go through these individually as we go along here. So everybody have their score sheet there, I'm sure. So number 5, the bylaw amendment, Chapter 110, personnel bylaws.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is a perennial town meeting warrant item. You'd see this listed on pretty much every town meeting that I've been a part of so far and for years. What it does is we always adjust the salary ranges in the personnel bylaws in the town meeting warrant. But the bylaws itself has not been looked at since before the charter was adopted. So there's a 3-page letter in your packet from KP Law. And so this proposal is from them. What they did was redline the bylaws, and it actually empowers the select board to weigh in and to work with the town manager on establishing personnel practice policies rather than the town meeting. So that way we can be more nimble and align with best practice. Also, there's a number of items in the bylaws that are inconsistent with the charter. So this proposal would streamline things and simply make operations more effective. So, subject to any questions, or if you require further explanation.
Through you, Chair.
Ms. Luciano.
So I see that the bylaws that you put into the warrant end at 17. There were several that followed after that. The proposal by town council was to put that in a separate, I've got the name of the document, but basically a working document that the select board would vote on for the remaining items. Is that your proposal?
Correct. So exactly what KP Law suggested. We would rewrite essentially the outdated guidelines from decades ago that a lot of times don't make sense or subject the town to liability. And I would propose that, and the select board would amend it and hopefully ultimately approve it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should explicitly state that. Maybe a section 18 that document would be created and voted on by the select board separately and reference it.
So you'll notice it does say that the select board is just many times in this bylaw where.
Correct. I'm talking about the elements of the personnel bylaw that's not here. So remaining elements of personnel what's the word, benefits will be documented in a separate document, which will be voted upon by the select board.
I
Things
don't-
like vacation time, the buyback for unused sick time, all
So
those elements.
I don't, in theory, I don't have any objection to that because I believe that's what the intent is. I know Assistant Town Manager McMahon has worked extensively. I'm not sure if she has anything to add on this point.
Yep.
Sure, please.
You talking about section 18 with the benefits?
It was in the email. I printed it at home. I'm sorry.
You talking about 18? The benefits?
18 and on. There was several. Yeah.
So you talking about the employee handbook?
Yes.
So I believe that in what we had discussed was drafting an employee handbook that I believe would be presented to select board for approval of the handbook, and any changes that would be made to that handbook would again go before the select board.
Correct. I'm just suggesting that we explicitly state that there'll be a separate handbook for the remaining benefits that will be voted on by the select board.
Oh, in the warrant.
Yeah, in the bylaw.
In the
yeah.
bylaw.
Like referencing this personnel handbook.
Bear with me just a moment.
In fairness, I'm just noticing because I know that Kevin didn't have this, right? This was emailed to us separately last night, so I know a lot of folks
Yes,
on this board haven't had a chance to review this yet, so we may want to hold the vote for the next meeting anyway.
This is actually the last meeting that we're meeting before the town meeting warrant needs to be posted next week.
Yeah, I'm okay with having another extra meeting so that people can actually look at it. If it's up to you guys. I've looked at it, so I've got a ton of questions, but I want to give you guys a chance to look at it.
I've read through it too, but
I do apologize, Ms. Luciano. It was added into the bylaw language on 18. It says the town of Norton provides its non-union employees as applicable with the benefits set forth. The employee benefits handbook established by town manager with the approval of select board pursuant to section 110(1) of this bylaw.
Okay,
Was
maybe,
added
Where are you
maybe I'm
reading?
not seeing it here.
Reading in Article 5.
Mine ends at
Did
17.
not add in. It may have just been a clerical error and not being.
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like what you're asking for is in here and did not get printed in here. So it says the town of Norton, section 18, the town of Norton provides its non-union employees as applicable with the benefits set forth in the employee benefits handbook established by the town manager with the approval of the select board pursuant to section 110(1) of this bylaw. So it sounds like it's exactly what you're asking for, which will be included. And I apologize.
I believe it was
that
just a clerical.
there was-
Yeah, so where it says approval or notification to the select board, that kind of thing, I think it should be a vote of the select board. So I just want to make sure that we clarify that in all those areas as well.
That's what it says, the approval of the select board.
But approval, I don't want it to be just a notification and then say, unless you tell me otherwise, that's what it is. I think we should formally vote in public, in a public session on those
Select
items.
board's free to approve however they like. I think the specific charter section you're referring to says that if the select board does not approve within 15 days, it becomes effective. This doesn't have language to that effect, so.
Okay. One other question that I had is under the salary plan. I think, can we clarify that under no circumstances will a single employee receive the benefits of more than one salary for their position? In other words, you can't be additive and say that they're doing two roles, so their role gets both the benefit of both these pay scales.
But I have nothing, philosophically against that. I think that could be something that would be, proposed and discussed with the select board as we, implement this.
I think we ran into that actually last year when we hired the police chief as the assistant town manager. We we paid him a stipend instead of having to pay him 2 salaries. Because I don't think it's even possible for people to collect 2 salaries. I don't know how.
I think there is a state law that prohibits that.
Yeah.
That'd be the ethical chapter 268A.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Kimball?
I read through this fast before I left the house. I didn't really get a chance to look at it. We may think this is just a little bit of a Band-Aid we're trying to put on this, but I want the town manager and everyone else here that we're going to come under fire at town meeting, and I want to totally understand what we're talking about. So I would hire, I know the town manager wants the recommendation prior to the report of the FinCom. We've gone to many, many town meetings in the past without a recommendation of the board prior to the drafting of the final report of the Finance Committee. So I don't think we should be pressured into doing this because of the Finance Committee's report. I think we need to take some time and really take a look at this, and I think I'd like to I realize we're not going to have another meeting till after the FinCom report is generated, but I'm trying to look at this thing on my cell phone, and it's not going to work. So I'd like to have some more time to take a look at this myself. I will tell you that in the past, and anyone who's been to any town meetings in recent years will know that when we start talking about personnel, we start talking about personnel ranges, you would think that would be something that would go right through. Never happens. We have so many conversations about this at town meeting. So this board has to be prepared to stand up and support the town manager and make sure everyone's clear about what the proposal is. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I really haven't had time to take a look at it, to be honest with you.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. O'Neill?
So I didn't even look at this yet. My own problem, but I can't get my town emails through my work computers or my phone. So I have a tablet that was given to me when I got on the board, and that's what I have to log on to get all this. But when I picked up my packet yesterday afternoon, I assumed that anything going to be discussed in this meeting was going to be in the packet. So I haven't read any of it, and I'm with Mr. Kimball, and I'm fine with waiting until the fall town meeting if that's what it takes, because we know that this spring town meeting is going to be a long meeting to begin with the middle school roof debt exclusion vote. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's true too.
Mr. Chair?
Mr. Rich?
Just a suggestion. I am amenable if we even have a what's the Mr. Town Manager? What's the actual hard stop date?
So the town meeting warrant needs to be posted a week from tomorrow, or we cannot have town meeting.
So with that being said, I'm amenable to setting up a Zoom meeting.
It's a point of order on that one. We're not suggesting the article be removed. The warrant can be posted the way it is. I'm not suggesting we take it out. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is if we're looking at the approval prior to the Finance Committee's final recommendations, written recommendations, I don't think we should be concerned about that. The warrant article can go on the warrant. I'm not worried about that. Just because we don't approve it here tonight doesn't mean it's going to be on the warrant anyway. So it doesn't matter what we do here tonight. If you want to have a Zoom meeting, we can do that. Talk about it prior to next week. I don't have a problem with that either. But I don't want to make it sound like I don't want to be forced into something that I'm not prepared to discuss or understand. That's all.
No, understood. My recommendation was just to give everybody time if we do a possible, tentative Zoom meeting next Thursday, for everybody, to have enough time to be able to review it and digest the information appropriately.
Yeah, and to Kevin's point, unless there's a pressing need to do this right now, it could be something we could bring forth fall town meeting instead as well. So we're not feeling like we're rushing right now to try to squeeze this in. I'm fine with either way, honestly, but I'm just saying.
Mr. Chair?
Mr. Town Manager?
If I may, I don't want to force a vote if no one's comfortable, if no one's gone through it. I would say that there will be another meeting between now and town meeting. If what I'm hearing is it would be printed on the warrant anyways. Maybe we forward it to town meeting with the understanding that the select board will discuss this again in 2 weeks before town meeting. If the board would like to meet next week and try to make it work, I'm amenable to that as well. But I think it makes complete sense. But then again, I've been living in this for the past month or so, and maybe next time the lesson learned is to have council turn this around sooner than the day we're asking the board to approve it.
Yeah, we can always update the town meeting when we bring it up, what the select board voted prior to having the discussion on the floor.
What's the board's pleasure?
I'm fine waiting till the next meeting, yeah.
May as well.
Okay, let's we'll put it on the warrant anyway, and we'll just discuss it at our next meeting and come up with a result then.
And Mr. Chair, my fault for not checking all the emails in a timely manner, but I do work full-time as well. I would ask that, this is an important, thank you for sharing this. I didn't realize we had a complete draft printout of all of the warrant articles. I'd like to review all of this in our packet. I'd like this to be in our packet when I pick it up the day before or 2 days before, not have to worry about printing it the night before on my home computer, which, by the way, I don't even have a printer anymore these days. So I
Mine
have
doesn't
to
work
come
too
in
well
here and print it. So I'm going to abstain from any vote in the future where I don't have the information at least a day ahead of time, so I can review it the night prior, and preferably 2 days before.
It was sent Tuesday.
So how come it wasn't in my packet yesterday? I picked up a complete packet yesterday afternoon, Wednesday.
I
I picked up mine this morning.
Future, we can
Was it in yours?
print in the packet everything that was emailed.
It was a separate.
I mean, this is pretty important, to have in the packet. We had 40 pages of the Wheaton College liquor
Which I
material.
don't believe should be printed in the packet, but I mean, whatever the board wants to be printed, we'll print.
You don't believe the town meeting article draft?
Oh, no, I
Should
don't
be-
believe
No.
the 50 Wheaton College pages
No, that
should have been
shouldn't be.
printed.
But do you think this should be?
Sure.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I received it yesterday, according to my email.
It was last night?
So
Yeah.
let's move forward and see if we can get through any of these. If you're comfortable voting on, if the board's comfortable voting on any of these. The water enterprise budget.
So, Mr. Chair, if I may,
Yes.
after numerous hearings at Finance Committee, we landed on a new and improved water and sewer enterprise budget. So in this, we dug deep and discovered that we are counting revenues more accurately than in the past. So you'll notice on page,
Oh, where's 6? 6 must be the end.
trying to cite the page of your packet to streamline things here. It says page 7 at the bottom of mine, and you know what? That was probably also in the supplemental that I emailed, so it may not have been printed, and I apologize for that. So it's in the email that was sent. Oh, it looks like it was yesterday.
Wednesday, April 29th, 2:38 p.m.
Yes. It's in the.
I have it.
It's in the packet update attachment. And if you scroll
Wanna take a
down, you'll
screenshot
see
Here, and then you can just have it on your phone. Take a
it's on
camera shot.
page
These are the two, 6 and 7.
Oh, you've got
page
it here?
6.
I printed them at home.
All right, thank you.
So the total for the water enterprise fund budget is 5.6 million. And you'll notice there's 420,000 in net surplus revenue, meaning that would go to retained earnings. So we are living well within our means in the water enterprise budget. And we have our DPW director to answer any specific questions you have on this and the next item, water and sewer enterprise budget.
Anybody have any questions?
I do. Shocking, I know.
Luciano?
For you, yes. So Justin, I did watch the FinCom meeting, so I do have a pretty good sense of the answer to these, but I think it's worth the rest of the board hearing. You can imagine my surprise that when we put in place a DPW director with the premise of finding efficiencies, and again, saying to you when you got hired, looking forward to seeing what efficiencies we can find, that we're looking at hiring a new head and promoting a head to another lower level management position. So I'd love to hear from you what we're hoping to gain from these new positions and how it will benefit the town.
Okay, we're technically putting two positions on board.
Yeah.
Right now you have a superintendent of water and sewer, combined position, one person. What I see is a need for you to separate those two. The town of Norton has many issues going on, but none more important than your water resource. We're spending a lot of money on engineering firms, doing a lot of the work that we could be doing in-house. You need a dedicated superintendent of water. It's an industry standard. It's what 90% of the towns in Massachusetts have. That's what you're going to gain out of adding that superintendent of water. Right now, you also have a foreman that, again, does both roles, so water and sewer. He can't do that competently. It's very difficult to find somebody that is an expert in both fields, as they're very different. So that's what you're gaining out of that. The other issue we have is, or not issue, but the point that we're subbing out a lot of our regulatory duties costs us twice as much as this position will cost us.
And we won't just sub out anything anymore.
I'm sorry?
We won't need to sub any of that stuff out anymore?
The regulatory items? No.
So I hear you that other towns have separate superintendents and whatnot. We have been functioning for many, many years with this superintendent having dual role. So what will the second role, splitting this into two different roles, bring differently to the town?
I tend to say you have not been doing it efficiently. Norton is known for having water issues, and that's not a fault of any of the staff you currently have on hand, but you're not doing it efficiently. You're spending money on engineering firms to do some of the work that you could be doing internally at a lot less cost.
So the only real benefit is the engineering benefits and the regulatory benefits of bringing some of that stuff in-house is what I'm hearing.
You have a water supply right now that can barely keep up to the town's needs. So you have a well system that can barely keep up in the summertime to the needs of the residents. What I'm telling you is that you need a superintendent to oversee water specifically. This town needs to do a lot of work on how they produce water, how we clean water, how we distribute water.
Okay. And my next question would be, can you promise that this won't impact the water rates for the users, as this is
What I can promise you is that you have the revenue for these positions.
Today?
Yep, which that revenue is not going to change tomorrow. The rates are where they are. Your rates will increase over time because, the cost of producing water will increase over time. But do I have any thought of increasing rates immediately or in the near future? No. I believe there's a study that was already approved by the Water and Sewer Commission and probably by the Select Board at the time that's being done right now to see what the rates of the residents are.
Right, so you're saying the water rate's going to go up because the cost to serve is going up because now we have additional recurring expenses for personnel that we have ongoing. That's really what's driving the cost of water service, sewer service.
No, chemicals, water treatment,
Okay.
distribution lines, fire hydrants. There's a lot of things that go into the water budget, as you can see.
Pump stations, treatment plants.
You know, the salary and wages is only a small portion of our budget.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Kimball.
So we've been talking about water since the day I moved to Norton. It's always been an issue. We're great at hiring people, training them on how to do the job, and promoting from within. And that hasn't always been in our best favor. We need to start looking a bit outside the box. I know this is the enterprise account. I know this is based on rates only, water rates only. But I think it's important that we give Mr. Chicker the opportunity to hire people that are trained and qualified on how to run a water treatment plant and how to run a sewer plant, sewer program. The problem we've always done in this town is we've always taken out the cheap way. And I'm hearing about the engineering part of it, and I get it, because we have spent hundreds, if not millions of dollars
Millions.
of unnecessary funds for unnecessary engineering work. And when I used to go to a meeting and sit there, and when the company would send in 4 representatives, all I could think of was ka-ching, ka-ching. It was costing us a lot of money. That's now stopped under Mr. Chicker. He's now aware of what has happened in the past. I have no objection to spending a bit more money, and I believe the net allowance here will probably get us to a point where we're going to save money. And one of the reasons I supported the DPW director's position was because I felt we could get a qualified person in charge to come and take a look at the system and find out, we know it's broken. We got to fix it. And I, for one, am tired of having to drive to Taunton to buy water myself. And I shouldn't have to do that. I should be able to drink this water. And not that there's anything wrong with it, I don't like the color of it, so I don't drink it. But I think it's important to understand that it's going to cost a few more dollars to do it this way, but I'm in favor of doing it and seeing how it works and getting the qualified people in to do it. And then while we're at it, look at other options too. We've talked about regionalization. You know, maybe we don't treat our own water. Maybe we buy water from someone else, that kind of stuff. We've got what do they call that, PFAS? PFAS. That's very serious. And it's going to cost us towns millions of dollars to fix it. And we need to have people in place that understand what it is and what it's supposed to do and how we can get it out of our system. We built a water treatment plant down on Plain Street years ago, and I don't think that's even capable of removing that kind of material from it. So that the next plant that we spend, instead of $50 million, it may cost us $80 million or $100. So if we're going to spend that kind of money, I want the person in charge to understand how it works. And I think it's important that we maybe think outside the box and start reaching out to other opportunities instead of looking within. Because sometimes you need people that have been trained and qualified with certain certifications. And we don't always have that, but we've never done that. We've always promoted the boys from within. Not to say that some of them haven't done a good job, they have. But there's probably people out there that could do a better job for the same amount of money, if not less.
Mr. Chair, I just want to point out and be clear, because I in my little time here in town, I've realized that this is an issue and words get kind of turned around and spun around. The staff that you have at Water and Sewer works incredibly hard. Frank has been an outstanding superintendent of Water and Sewer, but you're not giving them the resources to give the town the resources to create the best water that they can. There's much in this town as far as water and sewer goes that's untapped. The extensions that we're going to be talking about with sewer extensions, income coming in, you ask if rates are going to go up. The more you expand sewer, the less the rates will go up. The more you can expand water, the less the rates are going to go up. I just want to point out and make no bones about it that the people that you've brought up through the ranks has done a great job, but it's time for the town to invest in water and sewer like they should.
Mr. Chair?
Mr. Rich.
So, Justin, thank you. And I couldn't agree more with Mr. Kimball's points. And here's the bottom line. I was a water sewer commissioner years ago. What's that? Yeah.
One of them.
I was one of them years ago. And during my tenure, it was extremely frustrating watching the engineer that was, I believe, mostly looking out for the best interest of the town. They were more looking out to make sure that cash register, they found, one problem after another. And we definitely have issues to fix, but being 100% solely reliant on a third-party engineer, I saw it then in other communities. I do water infrastructure and sewer infrastructure in one of my private entities, and I see how other communities handle it. And not only do they have different engineers as opposed to one dedicated engineer, they have in-house people that get it to a certain threshold in conjunction sometimes with the third-party engineer for peer review. So it mitigates costs, and it actually saves a boatload of costs. So I've seen it firsthand for years and lived it firsthand for years. And getting to know Justin in his background, where he's come from in New Bedford, we couldn't be more blessed to have Justin at the helm and recognize these deficiencies that I know we have. And I think we all share that they're extremely important. Nobody cares about the water until there's a problem. And then everybody runs around with their hair on fire and wonders why there's a problem. And it's because we have an engineer that we're paying $60,000 a month sometimes, and they're fixing nothing. And we have a water treatment plant that we spent millions on that I just can't believe we were and I'm going to say it, we were bamboozled on that. PFAS was already being talked about when that was in the design phase, and it wasn't even accommodated for it, never mind the manganese. So I just, the bottom line is I recognize what Justin, we've had conversations, what Justin wants to bring to the table, and it will absolutely, it seems like it's an additional cost up front, which absolutely it is. It's an immediate, weekly cost. However, it will mitigate substantial engineering costs down the road, which will translate, they'll just keep compounding, as long as you get the right people under you. But I'm confident in your ability with what I know your background is in talking with you. You know how to do this. There's just certain steps to do it. And you got to take step one. And that's how I see it. That's the bottom line for me. So, that's just to provide some clarity with my background with it.
Yeah, and I do want to clarify. I don't want to make you. I'm sorry if it feels like I'm attacking you. And
No, not at all.
And I don't
Not at
mean
all.
to, Justin. It's just that you're still relatively new in the position. It seems pretty quick to be coming up with adding two new positions. And I do know the benefit and talked about the benefit many times in this board and other boards that I've been on about bringing the engineering in-house. I honestly thought that was an ability that you already had at your level, but
I do. I have a treatment license, water treatment license. I have a grade 7 wastewater license.
Yeah.
I have a grade 4 wastewater distribution license. I have a water treatment license. I don't have 40 hours a week to spend on the water system.
So the new
Because right now I'm running water, sewer, facilities, highway, parks and recreation, so I don't have time to dedicate to it.
So your new hire, one of your new hires anyway, will be someone with an engineering degree that can serve as-
Nope, two different things. We're gonna have a water superintendent, and hopefully we can get somebody for the money that we have available that knows water. So they might have an engineering background. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they've worked at a water system or a water treatment plant and worked there for 25 years and have the experience of water treatment. But you're going to have somebody that's dedicated to the water system, not somebody that works part-time on sewer, part-time on water. And in answer to, I'm fairly new to the position, it took me about 2 weeks with your water and sewer superintendent being out on medical leave to realize you have nothing in place. There's nothing in place. He's gone. So that's why I'm so quick to look at this position.
Chairman, are you creating,
Kimball.
we already have a person in a position down there, water/sewer. Are you adding one more person or are we adding two?
We're adding one water, however you want to look at it, we're splitting. So you'll have a water superintendent, which you already have, say. So I'm adding a sewer superintendent. You have a water and sewer foreman. You'll have a water foreman and a sewer foreman. So we're creating 2 FTEs.
I see.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. O'Neill.
So this is all a good conversation. Before I got on this board, I attended some of the Water and Sewer Commission meetings, and I was really baffled because it appeared that the person running the meeting was a town employee. I didn't know all the town employees. It turned out to be one of the outsourced professionals. So I walked away from that meeting thinking, if we're paying, professional services to run our regular meetings, then that's not a good sign. It might be helpful for the public, in case it comes up at all at the town meeting, to have a general estimate on what the ongoing monthly expenses were for professional engineering services, not special projects, not seasonal type stuff, but ongoing, expenses.
So I can tell you that to a certain extent right now, that every year there's a $50,000 line item for ongoing services, for engineering services. Then there was an added $25,000 that was usually added halfway through the year. So roughly $75,000. And again, I'm not telling you that if you hire a water superintendent, you're not going to need engineering. You're going to need engineering. But you don't have anybody that's overseeing your water system other than the treatment operator, which again, he's been here forever and the primary treatment operator is doing a wonderful job, but he has no support. He's trying to put out a fire here, there's a fire going on over there. He's trying to put out a fire over there, there's a fire over here. You need to dedicate a person to oversee all your regulatory compliance, all your reporting, all your future projects in conjunction with me, dedicated to water.
And Ms. Chair, last comment. I look at this as an investment. Nobody can argue that one of our Achilles heels is our water and sewer right in town, and we're investing in it. Like, you can't improve things unless you make an investment. So I completely support what you're trying to do with the overall infrastructure of your department, I should say. I know it's going to take you a while. So I'm fine with your.
I appreciate that, and select board member, I'm not trying to be defensive. I'm very passionate about this. I want to do what's good for Norton. I want to do what's best for Norton. And I really feel like the money that I'm asking that was put into savings last year and now can be utilized in this year's budget. So we're not raising rates. We're not asking for added money from the general fund. It's money that you have been putting into savings, and we're still going to save. I'm still projecting a $400,000 savings at the end of the year.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Kimball.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things I have an issue with when it comes to town government, not just Norton, anywhere, is the clarity of the job description. So if we're creating separate descriptions, separate jobs, there should be a defined job description. And we should have that available at town meetings. So if somebody says, well, what the hell is the difference between this and that? You can people have to understand there's a different way of treating water than sewer. Kind of makes sense.
You don't want to mix them up.
You don't want to mix them up. No, it's not a good thing. But I think it's important that we have those job descriptions there, and I know it's on top of mind of everyone in this town. They want clean water, and we're willing to pay for it. You know, we've got reserves out there. We've got a few $1 million in reserves. I don't want an advisor or an engineer to come in from outside and say, oh yeah, let's do this, with the goal in their mind of generating income for their organization. I have not been a fan of the companies that we've been using in previous years. And the other half of the spectrum is we've had appointed and elected commissioners down there over the years, more elected than whatever. We've made many appointments because the commissioners just don't want the job. So we changed it now. Now they're appointed. But even having said that, they were the ones leading the charge. And I know from personal experience with some of these guys I've worked with, Mr. Rich included, they don't dare go and ask town meeting for more money because they're afraid they're going to get crucified as long as the water is brown. So you have to take a different approach and say, we're going to have clean water. And yes, it's going to cost a few more dollars, but we're also going to be realistic in how we spend our reserves and make sure we don't spend that down doing stupid things, if you know what I mean.
Good suggestions, thank you.
Mr. H.
Mr. Chair, I just want to add, how I know it. We've always been very reactive to situations on the water and in sewer end, a little bit proactive with the sewer, in the water, as best as possible, but the resources have been what they have been. And we, going by the guidance of outside engineering, just hasn't been in our best interest over the years. And what I see Mr. Chicker is looking to do is more of a proactive approach. And I think overall in my opinion, I know it's just going to be much better for the town in the long run. It'll be much better for the town within the first year with just realized savings, anticipated savings. So just more of my opinion on it. So
one last question, or two quick questions, sorry. I just want to clarify, if I heard you correctly, you're not hiring an engineer, we don't have an engineer, we're not actually going to save any engineering costs, is that correct?
Nope, didn't say that.
Okay, so can you clarify for me?
We're not hiring an engineer. We don't have an engineer, but we're already saving engineering costs. Because like the select board members were mentioning, every water and sewer commission meeting that you had, there were two representatives. I don't know if everyone had two, but there was at least one representative from a engineering firm at those meetings guiding the town of Norton.
Gotcha. So the engineering work's still to be done, but they won't be the ones running the meetings, basically.
They don't attend the meetings anymore.
Okay. The other question I had was just more about the budget. So if we're using the additional budget for the personnel, which I'm supportive of seeing how this goes, right? That means there's less budget available for the actual funds to do the work, like if we wanted to put water lines in, or how would that be funded?
No, so the budget that I'm proposing is level funded except for 4 lines, or 3 lines, there are 4 lines, I'm sorry. Salaries is one of them, and it's the 2 additional salaries that we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're also increasing the lines of professional services. The town has gone a long time without technological software, maintenance software, asset management software. We do a lot of stuff on paper still. So there's a proposal to add money to put in software for a automated maintenance program, work order system, if you will, and asset management, which is like a GIS. Where are all your assets in the city? Where is every valve? Where is every fire hydrant? Every pipe, for that matter. None of that money that I proposed for personnel comes out of the service budget. If we didn't hire, if my budget wasn't approved and we didn't use that extra money, you would put more into retained earnings at the end of the year.
Okay, thank you. I just didn't know how that worked.
Yeah, understood.
So I'd just like to finish up by saying that in the short time that I've known Mr. Chicka and the work that he's doing, it's above and beyond what any other person that we've had in that role doing. They've always been overworked and pulled in several directions, and it's refreshing to see that we have someone at the head of the DPW who's forward-thinking and looking to improve our infrastructure so that we are not being reactive to everything, every crisis that comes down the road. We're trying to fix some of the problems before they happen, and I appreciate the work that you're doing, Mr. Chicka, and all the people that work under you. You're doing
Thank
a
you.
great
You
job.
do have an excellent staff here, and I want that noted.
Mr. Rich.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to recommend Article 6.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Town Manager.
if I may, just I don't have a policy of adding positions to the town of Norton right now. This is not a general fund position. Very important to note that the enterprise fund operates independently. Like, this could not pay for a teacher or a police officer. And I just have full confidence in echo everyone's sentiments that was already said, that this will help increase efficiency and provide better necessary core infrastructure to the residents. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, that didn't take long.
Mr. Chairman,
How many liquor licenses? did we-
Mr. Kimball.
I make a motion that we support Article 7, the sewer enterprise budget.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Mr. Chair, just a little comedic comment. It didn't take long. It took 20 years to get to this discussion.
Yep.
Maybe 40.
Put it that way.
No, and I can't, honestly, I can't tell you how excited I am to have somebody running our DPW. So that passed. So on to number 8, the operating budget. Mr. Town Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and then thank you, Mr. Chicka, for so the town general fund budget is up approximately $3 million, or not 3 million, 3% from last year's. It's the levy plus new growth. And after extensive discussion with the Finance Committee, they made a few amendments on the floor Monday, and I know members Mr. Kimball and Mr. O'Neill were in attendance. And even for myself, it was a bit confusing. Let me do my best to describe the changes Finance Committee recommended. So what essentially they did was borrow $170,000 from stabilization, aka savings, and shifted some things around, ultimately increasing the school's budget and by approximately that same amount. So we started with level funding, level service, trying to keep all the positions we have with no layoffs, searched far and wide for cost savings, found substantial savings, retooled health insurance, did everything we could to keep costs down, especially with health insurance, and just the fixed and shared expenses are what comprise the bulk of the increase. That's about 5.5%. Ultimately, with the budget as amended by Finance Committee, schools up 2%, general government's up a little over 1%, maybe close to 1.5%. And that's the budget that you have in front of you this evening. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Just one point of
Ms.
clarification.
Luciano.
It's funny that you knew exactly who's going to have a question. it's actually not a question. Just one clarification. The money that was moved was also to fund a position for the police department, correct?
Yes.
Midway
that
through,
was
halfway through the year, I believe.
Yes, eventually. There were 3 or 4 motions, but yes, that was the net result of using some free cash that would have been used for snow and ice to fund half a police officer so we
Yes.
don't lose that 6-month position.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I just want to applaud the FinCom. I know that there's been many hours over the last few weeks with Mark, with you, within the FinCom. You guys did a great job making lemonade out of lemons. So thank you. I really appreciate the hard work.
Any other questions? I'd entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair.
Mr.
Make a motion to approve Article 8 as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Point of clarification. I just want to make sure we're approving the FinCom recommended budget, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Do we have to
amended
make
it.
in the motion?
Well, because there's more than one on here, right?
Do we have to make that in the motion?
I
As
mean,
rec-
As if you want for clarity, you can. It's
Okay.
that's what the intent is.
Okay.
I mean, we could say what the bottom line is. As you can see in the summary, my proposed bottom line was $81,086,000. As amended, it's $81,281,282. So for clarity, you could say the final recommended number by FinCom, $81,281,282.
Okay, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Rich.
I'd like to amend my motion to include the total operating budget of $81,281,282.
I'll second that as amended.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I am also an aye. Unanimous. Number
9.
Number 9, capital plan.
Mr. Chair, due to lack of any additional free cash or funds, we'd ask a vote of no action on number 9.
Chair, make a motion to no action on Article 9.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 11, budget supplements and transfers for the general fund. This is the money from the stabilization.
Correct, Mr. Chair. So as amended by FinCom, this ends up being not as shown in the packet that I emailed yesterday. It's the amounts are a little different because we're still paying the entire snow and ice, but I had suggested we pay it out of free cash, and now we're paying it out of a combination of free cash and stabilization. So the vote, if the select board is inclined tonight, would be to pay for snow and ice out of a combination, and I have the amounts if you'd like them. They're
Sure, please.
$170,000 out of stabilization and $118,268.15 out of free cash. And that represents a total of $288,268.15 that we went over our $80,000 budget for snow and ice this year due to the blizzard.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Rich.
I'd like to make a motion to approve Article 11, FY26 budget supplements and transfers for snow and ice combination. Transfer $170,000 from stabilization and transfer $118,268.15 from free cash for a total of $288,268.15.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I have a question.
Mr. Kimball.
Mr. Gould, we declared a state of emergency during the snowstorm, these snowstorms and there's been some discussion at the state level to help us reimburse some of those costs. Have you heard anything more about that?
So we submitted our preliminary part to MEMA about a month ago. They submitted theirs to FEMA. I have not heard back. Those were preliminary numbers, so they won't even hold us to what we submitted. It's going to literally take an act of Congress, so it won't be, months at the earliest. I would say even not till August that we would expect to hear back.
But could we agree that whatever money we get back, I don't care if it's $20,000, could be put back in the stabilization at a future date? I mean, I think that's the fair way to do it. We had to use some of that stabilization. And stabilization is designed for that. It's designed for emergencies like snow removal. But at the same time, if we get reimbursement, rather than let it go back into the general fund, I'd be inclined to try to put it back into the stabilization to keep that account stable. Because if the economy goes south, which could very well happen, as the oil and everything else continues to rise, we're going to need that reserve account, in the future. So any money we can put back in the savings bank, I think would be to our advantage. But I support what you're doing here, and I understand the FinCom's reasoning for it. I understand the reason why, and I think it's the best approach to fixing the problem. But I'd like to find a way to put some of that money back later on.
In the fall, right?
Yeah, in the fall.
Yes, if anything does materialize, I'm happy to commit to recommending it go to stabilization for town meetings consideration.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Article 12 is the budget supplements and transfers from the water enterprise.
Mr. Chair, we're requesting no action for Article 12 and Article 13 as there have been no need for additional monies.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Rich.
we can make a motion to take a vote of no action for Article 12.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Mr. Chair,
Mr. Rich.
I'd like to make a motion to take a vote of no action on Article 13.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Article 15. Fund Compensated Absences Trust Fund. This is to buy out contracts, I believe, at retirees.
Precisely, Mr. Chair. So we do have a couple anticipated for next year retirements in the fire department, and this would replenish the fund to the amount that we're looking to. It still only represents about a third of the amount necessary to fund the projected buyouts that we've accumulated, but this is an appropriate amount at this time.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Rich.
I'd like to make a motion to approve Article 15, Fund Compensated Absences Trust Fund.
I'll second it. I want to know how much the transfer is. How much is it?
Is a motion and a second.
How much is the transfer?
240,000.
Okay, that's what I'm reading. Okay.
Yep.
I got it right here. All right, thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And Article 27, I see we're looking to get no action taken on Article 27.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to take a vote of no action on Article 27.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Kimball.
So, as you can see, we've taken a number of no actions, even though it will be on the warrant. We've taken, position of no action. The reason we do that, once the warrant is generated, we can't take it off. We could, in some cases, but we normally don't. That gives someone an opportunity at town meeting who doesn't agree with us to stand up and say, and they can actually move the article. So in the case of Article 5, where we'd like to get more information and more time on it, it's the same example. We're not taking any action at this time, but we want more information, and I'm confident that prior to town meeting, we'll have enough time to review this and make the decision that we can deal with it. So we can either meet next Thursday through Zoom, or we can wait until the following meeting and do it one way or the other, but at least it gives us an opportunity to review it.
And I believe that if the Finance Committee takes action on it, that they will move the question at town meeting anyway.
That's correct.
Okay, are there any other town meeting warrant articles subject to discussion or vote?
I believe that's it, Mr. Chair. I mean, maybe we could talk offline about revisiting the personnel bylaw potentially next week. I understand we can print it in the warrant. It might just be better to, if a week is enough, we can go. I spoke with the assistant town manager. We're happy to go line by line with the board next week if that works for everyone's schedules. If not, and we need to push it till October, that works too. No pressure.
Could we get a hard copy of all of that printed out for everybody too?
We can have that done and have that ready for you by the end of executive session.
Mr. Chair, with
Mr. Rich.
the line item
Redlined.
redlined,
Yes.
Yes.
so you can see the actual
We can get
change.
that for you before you leave this evening.
Please.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, is the Finance Committee meeting again, Mr. Town Manager, between now and the town meeting? The FinCom, are they meeting again?
Monday is the last meeting.
Okay. So I'm guessing they'll be discussing this Article 5 at that meeting.
There's only two articles left, the Article 5 and the DPW article.
26.
And then they just make their recommendations on all the articles, which they already voted for, so it's just perfunctory, just approve what they already approved. Essentially, yes, that's the only thing
Great. Thank you.
substantive on their agenda Monday.
Thanks.
And I'm fine with meeting next week, but I have a conflict with Thursday. Is my only issue.
So let's get the information tonight before we leave.
Yeah.
Have the weekend to review it, and I'll try to get in touch with everybody and see if if the board has an interest in getting together before Thursday.
It can be any night. It doesn't have to be a Thursday night.
No, that's what I'm saying. Let's have the weekend to look it over, and I'll be in touch with everybody on Monday, and we'll come up with a plan then, if that's okay with the board.
Well, with the notice, the only day you could do it if we.
If we notice it on Monday, we could have it Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And Mr. Chair, it doesn't have to be Zoom. I think I prefer just to come in here, but I can do Zoom as well.
I just
we
as
don't
soon
have to
come
be-
in myself, because you know how
Would
good
I?
I am with Zoom.
So would I.
Okay. Town managers report.
Thank you, and apologies, I'm just passing these out now. I was
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Kimball.
so just thinking out loud, FinCom meets Monday night, 7 o'clock. If it's possible, we might be able to meet here Monday night at 6 o'clock. We can have the town manager review this with us.
We couldn't, we wouldn't have time to post the meeting.
Today, oh, I'm thinking today's,
Thursday.
I'm forgetting what day of the week it is.
It's
Yeah.
not reasonably anticipated within 48 hours.
You know the legalities of that. If we can do it, then we can do it.
It might be nice to have it done prior to the FinCom, but if not, we'll meet Tuesday night or whatever.
That it's non-binding, so nobody's aggrieved by it because it's going on the warrant regardless.
We could post it for 8:30 at this point. Right, 'cause it's
We may have to push the FinCom out of the way to do that.
I mean,
whatever-
we get 2 days. It's
Our best.
not 8:30 tonight yet.
So how- Now, we couldn't do that yet. I'm thinking we had a joint meeting with them. But that doesn't matter, it's still within 48 hours.
I think let's just stick with the plan that we have in place.
Yeah.
Good thought. Thank you for your collaboration. So to just run through this quickly. The kudos to the sergeant that was promoted tonight, unquestionably qualified. The budget, we just reviewed that. Wasn't my first choice to borrow from savings. We are trying to dig ourselves out of a financial hole. And I do think that optimistically we can get there in a year or two. Borrowing money from savings is going to slow it down, might add a year to it. but we'll do our best. We are innovating. We're cutting costs wherever we can. We're creating new functions: DPW, IT, HR, and facilities. And we've done all this on a budget by reducing costs and serving the residents more. We're going to have the senior center hopefully open 2 or 3 nights a week in the coming weeks. We're making big strides, and the budget is what formalizes our commitment to providing excellent service for the community at the most reduced cost we can. A site visit was conducted at Mansfield Avenue. Mr. Kimball was in attendance. The board had directed us to look at potentially subdividing that property, so I will report back with KP Law's advice on how to best do that. We've looked into it. There's no technical town meeting vote for a conservation restriction on the property, so that could make subdividing easier. We're coordinating with Alnylam. They've recently reached out to us with an offer to rent parking spaces. So if anyone knows of any parking spaces to rent, I'm a little hesitant, but potentially may rent 50 out front. I forget what they said per spot, but it'd be about $22,000 to let them have 50 spots for the next year while they construct Alnylam. It's the contractors there, so that they have a shuttle bus from wherever. I mean, it could be a grassy field. We're looking at the water and sewer lot. Like, if we can bring in some revenue, find the right place.
How about Mansfield Ave?
What about the old senior center area?
Yeah.
Is there enough parking spots?
Not big
there?
enough.
Yeah.
I do have a suggestion, though.
Yeah.
We have a 10-acre cemetery down on Nolan Street. It's wide open. No one's using the property yet. But if you wanted to generate some cash for the cemetery department, that might be a way to do it.
And the
That would probably hold 150 cars.
senior center.
Okay.
Mr. Chair?
Mr. Rich.
When was that, when did that come up? When did they initiate?
The gentleman was in my office a couple days ago, and I just received an email during this meeting and forwarded it to the department heads about 20 minutes ago, asking for their suggestions as well.
There's plenty of sites that I
yeah.
can think of.
We could park 50 cars.
Okay, we can
Many
we can
places.
talk more offline. This is good. This is exactly what I was looking for. So we're trying to collaborate with the community. We're talking with the Y. They're actually looking for a place to have a daycare. They were exploring the old Council on Aging building. That didn't work out for whatever reason. We're looking to support C2 operations, trying to help them out store their equipment. As I understand, Wheaton is saying that there is no longer space to store their equipment and toys, whatnot. Norton Fire Department had a pinning ceremony yesterday. Members Roger Marsan, Chair Marsan, and Member Kimball were present. And just want to thank the fire department for their outstanding work, the new recruits, and I believe the longest tenured employee that received a pin was 39 years for Deputy Mike Wilson.
Mike Wilson. Yeah.
So congratulations to them. The highway roof project, big kudos to Justin Chicka and Jared Ferreira for coming in $300,000 under budget for the highway roof. That's
Holy cow.
almost done. A few more days. They're just tying up loose ends. Collective bargaining underway. We're working with the 8 unions, trying to work what we can, cut costs, help collaboratively work with our employees, make that work. Maybe we'll have some nailed down before town meeting, hopefully. Maybe some will roll out afterwards. Town meeting preparations, the auditorium's reserved, the AV company's secured. The warrant needs to be posted by next Friday. We'll put out communications on social media, the website, physical locations. Chair Marson and myself will be at the Norton Media on Tuesday, reviewing upcoming warrant articles for the public, just as an added outreach to the public so they know what's going on, to further our commitment to transparency. And one last thing I really want to highlight. I'm very excited about this. Chief Clark commended Patrolman Jared Fucci, who demonstrated exceptional heroism, I'd say. Confronted someone who was obviously impaired with a weapon, de-escalated them, and no injuries were had. This is the type of thing that's not in the public eye. You never see, you don't hear about it. It just happens. It's just part of their day-to-day service. And a big thank you to Sergeant Mahoney and now Sergeant Precourt, who also showed up on the scene. And just wonderful job all around. Subject to any questions. Thank you.
Mr. Town Manager, as far as the collective bargaining, you say, I understand you say it's ongoing. How are those negotiations going?
Normally you come in and you're pretty far apart, and I'd say that's pretty much how they started, and we're getting closer together. We're actually trying to stagger some of these, so all 8 of them aren't up at the same time every 3 years. So we're close to have a union or two to agree to a 1-year contract, so they'll be off cycle with the rest of them. So, and that might be advantageous. Maybe we'll be able to offer better raises in a year from now. So we're working with them about probably over the next few weeks. We have 2 or 3 negotiation sessions a week, and any member of the select board is welcome to attend but not participate, I think is the rule. So feel free to reach out, through the chair or directly if you're interested.
If it wasn't during work day.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Town Manager. Warrants.
Chairman, make a motion to approve invoice warrant 26-42 dated April 23rd, 2026.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chairman, make a motion to support article. Approve article invoice warrant number 26-43 dated April 16th, 2026.
Second.
What happens when you get up too early in the morning?
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chairman, make a motion to pay payroll warrant number 26-21 for the week ending April 11th, 2026.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Select Board report and mail.
I have nothing. I have something.
Seeing none,
Okay.
we are going to go into executive session. Mr. Kimball.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the board enter into executive session pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A/3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation and potential litigation where an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the litigating position of the public body, and the chair so declares. The board will not return to open session.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none. Mr. O'Neill.
Yes.
Ms. Luciano.
Yes.
Mr. Kimball.
Yes?
Mr. Rich.
Yes.
And I am a yes. Thank you all for coming.